Guys, the graph you can see on your screen right now is what I would say is an accurate depiction between the difference in value of men and women on online dating apps. If you're a male 7, you have equal value to a female 3. Why is this? Well, in this video, I'm going to be giving you 5 reasons for why men need to stay away from dating apps at all costs. The game is rigged, guys, the game is rigged, and the only winning move in a rigged game is to simply not play. Reason number 1, male outnumbering. There's way too many men on online dating apps, guys, way too many. This chart you can see on your screen right now shows the percentage split between men and women on Tinder, which everyone should know is the world's biggest dating app by far. And this chart on the right shows the split for Bumble, Tinder's close rival. Both paint a similar picture. Unsurprisingly, there are way more men than women on these dating apps, 3 for 1 on Tinder and 2 for 1 on Bumble. So already, this information should be telling you that the system is a little bit skewed unfairly against men. But what's even worse is when you break these numbers down further. Let's take a closer look at just who these matches are going to. On your screen right now is a representative 200 people. I'll use this example to explain my point about just how unfair these dating apps are. So, as we've already established, there is not an even 50-50 split of men to women, rather a 3-to-1 ratio. That leaves 150 men and 50 women. Let's also put everyone in order, so the most attractive guys at the top and the least attractive guys at the bottom. Well, according to match data, the top 10% of guys, that's this row up here, gets a staggering 60% of the total matches. Now, if you're a guy at the top, this is looking pretty good. It works out you're at a 2 times advantage. For every guy on this level, he has 2 women chasing him. Now let's move further down. For the guys in the second 10%. These are your top 20% guys, or 1 in 5 men. They get 20% of the matches. Now you might think this still sounds great, but in reality, things are already terrible at this level. There are 3 guys competing for every 2 girls here. So even if you're a top 20% guy, you're still at a disadvantage. And to make matters even worse, for the guys at this level, even the options they do have are subpar and low quality. By the time the top 10% has had their picks, you're left with the below average options. This is why it's no exaggeration when I showed you that chart at the beginning. In an online environment, male 7s are equal to female 3s. Just look at how far you're having to date down even as a top 20% guy. But still, this is nothing compared to how bad the rest of us have it. This is how many matches the whole of the bottom 80% of guys gets. Just the last 20%. And even just looking at the size of the boxes, it's clear to see why non-top tier men don't stand a chance. Breaking this down further, if you're in the 20 to 50% zone, these are what would often be labelled as above average guys. Most men either rightfully or wrongfully assume they're in this category and feel good about themselves because of it. But even if you are in this category, you don't stand a chance online, as your whole subsection is competing for just the bottom 15% of matches. There is a 6-to-1 competition from men to women for these so-called above average guys. Now let's take a look at the bottom 50%, or what I like to call the dead zone. This includes any man who is perfectly average or below. If you fall into this category, you may assume there has been an error in displaying your profile, as you're all competing for just the last 5% of matches, which equates to a shocking 30-to-1 ratio of men to women. All of this data combined shows just how unfair online dating is for even above average guys. Additionally, 100% of women are better off, as it gives them massive opportunity to date men of higher value than themselves. Guys, this first reason alone should be enough to show you why dating apps are almost always going to be working against you. But I've got another 4 reasons to get through. But quickly, now I've got this crucial reason out the way, now is a good time to press the like button and leave any thoughts you have in the comments below, as it helps the YouTube algorithm. Anyway, carrying on to the next reason for why men should never use dating apps. Number 2, abysmal quality. Guys, if you thought the quantity of matches was bad, just wait until you see the quality. A couple of videos ago, I said the holy trinity of female attractiveness was hot, young, and undamaged. Well, if you go on online dating, expect to match with the worst of the worst in regards to all of these categories. We'll start with undamaged. I guarantee, if you go on these dating apps, the women there are going to be on average more entitled, promiscuous, and overall a lower quality than any of the high quality women you meet in real life. I mean, what are they doing on dating apps anyway? Are there no high quality men available in their own social circle? Additionally, expect to encounter dozens of single mothers looking for you to provide resources for their child on these dating apps. Now taking a look at hot. Guys, I've been on Tinder. It's almost as if 3 out of every 4 profiles falls into one of the following categories: caked in makeup, overweight, excessive use of filters so you can't even see their face properly, pictures taken from angles that hide flaws. This is why, even if you do match with a woman and overcome the ridiculous odds of actually landing a date with her, there's probably a strong chance she's going to be significantly less attractive in real life compared to her photos. Now for the last corner, young, and it's a similar story with attractiveness. If you match with a woman who's 25 to 35 years old, there's a strong chance she's used photos on her profile that are at least 3 to 6 years younger than her current age, which obviously were taken at a time when she was more attractive. So again, when you go to meet her in real life, you'll find she's far less attractive than she was claiming to be on her profile. So just a quick recap, so far we've established that not only the quantity on these dating apps is shocking, but the quality is too. Anyway, next point. Reason number 3. Looks is everything when it comes to these online dating apps. And I mean everything. Don't let anyone fool you into thinking anything else matters. If somebody wrote an article about the top 10 most important things that matter in online dating, if all 10 spots weren't about your looks, I'd assume the person who wrote the piece has never even used online dating apps before. Bios don't matter, guys. They just don't matter. This study proves it. Here, they asked women to rate male dating profiles in 2 categories. 1, the guy's looks, which obviously would be measured by his pictures, and 2, personality, which would be measured by his bio and partially his photos too. And as we can see from the study, your looks is your personality. Bios have no noticeable effect in improving your chances. In fact, the only time your bio has any relevance is when it's also to do with your looks. The number one thing a guy can put in his bio that increases his chances is the term 6 foot. This shows even your bio, which is supposed to be all about your personality, still points back to looks. These things are now just becoming way too predictable. Anyway, next point. Number 4, the algorithm scam. How these apps literally steal your money without you even realizing it. For those who don't know, Tinder has an algorithm. This is what determines where your profile is shown in the card stack. No, your profile is not shown at random. It has a specific order amongst all the other guys' profiles. So some profiles are always shown first, some profiles are always shown last. What are the factors that affect where your profile is placed? Well, how popular your profile is. If women aren't swiping right on you, the algorithm deems you as unwanted material. Therefore, your profile is suppressed. And secondly, the rate at which you yourself swipe right. The algorithm punishes desperate people, guys. Don't be swiping right on every girl you see. You will only shadow ban your profile. These are the 2 main factors. There are a few others of less importance, but you'll have to do your own research on that. Anyway, the point is, if your profile scores poorly in these 2 things, your profile will be shoved right at the bottom beneath everyone else's. So, how is this a scam? Well, these dating apps provide no information on where your profile is ranked, or if you've been shadow banned, which basically means your profile has been made permanently invisible without your knowledge. Therefore, this means if you purchase premium packages such as Boost or Platinum, they will have no impact on your profile, since it's already been hidden. Any number multiplied by 0 is 0. If you're already getting 0 matches, purchasing boosts isn't going to help you. Reason number 5, the entitlement switch. I'm going to be honest with you guys. In today's dating market, it feels as soon as women get on online dating apps, it's like a switch flips for them, and the standards they used to hold in the real world multiply tenfold. As soon as women log on to Tinder, it's like their standards turn into none other than Chad only. Here's the truth about online dating. 90% of women would not swipe on themselves if they were a man. Meanwhile, 90% of guys would swipe on themselves if they were a woman. I've seen it all, guys. You get overweight women who will never swipe right on an overweight man. Short women who would never swipe right on short men. Asian women who would never swipe right on Asian men. These dating apps have only exacerbated the standards women are now holding for guys. You must now tick all the boxes. If women's standards weren't already high enough in real life, expect them to be 10 times higher when they're on online dating apps. Anyway, that's the video, guys, and these are the 5 reasons why men should never use online dating apps. There are far, far better alternatives that will be discussed in future videos. As they say, dating apps are a man's waste of time and a woman's ego boost. Anyway, if you like the video, be sure to press the like button and leave any thoughts you have in the comments below, as it helps the YouTube algorithm.